State barrel racing champion has become a miracle rider.
Yeah, this is a great story. The 23-year-old was once told by doctors she would never ride again after a horrific accident, but now she's not only riding, she's winning. Tonight we take you inside the story of Amberly Snyder with Dan Roscone. He joins us now. What happened to Amberly?
Yeah, a pretty incredible story here, Mark and Sean, about Amberly. Amberly was at the top of her game in barrel racing and roping when she suddenly crashed her truck and flew right through the window. Doctors told her her riding days were over, but that didn't stop her from getting back on the saddle. Another intense practice day for rodeo students at Utah State. But on this team of cowboys and cowgirls is a rodeo gal you'd never expect. She's 23-year-old Amberly Snyder, a petite, blonde, wheelchair-bound student. Amberly is paralyzed from the waist down. Just don't tell her that.
Horses are not what I do. Horses are a part of who I am. So you can't just tell me I'm not going to do it anymore.
Amberly has two horses. Who's this guy here?
This is Power.
Power, her barrel racer, and Wrangler, her cap roping horse.
The first thing that I have is this seat belt.
In order to ride them, Amberly built her own custom saddle.
So I have these air cells that are in my saddle.
So this right here, you can't go and buy one of these on the market.
No.
And this is a special.
This is the only one.
And Amberly has learned to saddle up by herself.
So that's how I get a saddle on.
The only thing she can't do,
okay, don't throw me,
is get on the horse. Once on, she buckles up and velcros her legs down tight so they are not flopping around.
They can team rope while we saddle him. When I get on my horse, I get to leave my wheelchair at the trailer. I get to be like everybody else. My horse becomes my legs. And I get to run a barrel pattern or rope a calf like every other girl there.
Amberly started riding when she was 3 years old and won her first competition at 7. At 18 years old, she was at the top of her game.
I came home with the Worlds and Finals all-around title.
But on January 10, 2010,
I was sitting in the snow on the side of the freeway.
She rolled her truck and was ejected at 75 miles per hour and hit a fence post.
Went to move my toes and nothing happened.
Amberly broke her back and was told her riding days were over.
Honestly, it was harder for me to hear that I wouldn't ride again than it was for me to hear I wouldn't walk again.
But Amberly wasn't about to call it quits. She retrained Power and Wrangler to respond to her sounds rather than her legs.
Now I have to communicate with my horse different.
She's now got her game back.
I'm up in the top 5 of over 70 girls in our region. I've outrun myself. I mean, I've outrun myself from before my accident. When I get on, I consider myself a part of the pack. I mean, I'm going to be as good as anybody else.
And Amberly says after the accident, one paramedic told her that one mistake of not wearing her seatbelt cost her her legs, and that thought alone there later led to a breakdown, she says, where she told her mom to sell the horses, but her mother knew better and didn't, and now we know, of course, that was the right decision not to sell the horses. But
sure,
you can see how far along she's come.
I like how she said that her horse is her legs.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
When I'm on the horse, I'm just like everyone else.
And she's beautiful.
She is.
When she's riding.
She really is.
Incredible.
All right, Dan, what a great story.
Dan. Thank you.
All right, Sterling is out and about today. He's down in St. George. He had to